Hey there, YTPC. It's your boy Cosmo, the Cat Dad Piper. Hope you're having a great day wherever you find this. Thought it is time for another tobacco tasting. Sitting out on the deck tonight, there's a nice little breeze going. Humidity and temps come down a little bit. We're going to take look at the last of the four tobaccos that were new to me. And that last one is GL Pease Penny Farthing. Now, little disclaimers here. This is an older tin that was recently popped. This is from April of 2021. So it is over 3 years old. So that may affect my tasting a little bit. Also, as with any of my tobacco tastings, this is not so much a review as just my insights as far as what I'm tasting, what I'm smelling, and what I think of the tobacco. If this is a blend that ends up sounding like something you're interested in, go ahead, take a chance. Or I recommend checking out tobaccoreviews.com or other insights from other members of the YTPC here on YouTube. But let's get into the tin. I've got it already loaded in my Chacom Corona. One of my newer pipes, but haven't been smoking it lately, so I thought it should be free of any ghosting for this tasting. Now this is a very fine, what they call a shag cut. See if I can give you a little tin look there on that. It's a very fine blend. It's a nice moisture, nice and dry. Oh, and I should say that this says here, shag cut blend of bright and red Virginias, spiced with Louisiana perique and a hint of fire-cured dark Kentucky. So that's the blend mix according to the can. Tin note is really nice. I'm getting a little bit of sweetness from the Virginias. Also getting, and this may be because it's an older tin, but I am getting some like vinegariness. So there's been some fermentation to this. But beyond that, I am getting kind of baked goods Virginia. Not overly sweet. Again, I think that fermented vinegar smell, probably coming from the age of the tin, is peeking through to dominate. Don't really smell any perique, but I really don't know what to smell as far as perique. And I am getting just a hint of like bonfire or barbecue coming from that dark fired Kentucky. Kind of a nice little toasted note mixed with the baked goods from the Virginia. So it smells really good. Put the lid on this, and we'll give it a char light, true light. See what we think about this. Final disclaimer I forgot, I've only smoked this 2 or 3 times. Normal tobacco tastings I usually do about 4 or 5 times. So this may be a bit of more of like a first impression. But you'll get similar review from me. Again, not a review, but you know what I mean. See if the match can win over the wind. Win over the wind. I should try the Zippo. Taking a lot to get going. I don't know if that's the wind blowing the flame or the tobacco. Try the matches again. Okay, finally got a good char light. And just off the char light, I'm not getting very much sweet. And even though I have a hard time describing it, I'm definitely getting the preek in there. Getting a little bit of preek funk, I would call it. But it mixes really well with a hint of sweetness. And a really nice hint of like a charred meat. So not barbecue like sweet, but more like grilled meat. And I will say, just off that char light, that's been a more enjoyable smoke than I've gotten off the previous times trying this already. Let's go to True Light. Okay, just off the first few puffs, I'm definitely getting a lighter mouthfeel as far as the body of the smoke. Again, I'm getting kind of a perfumey, quasi-floral funk from the preek. It's kind of the dominant flavor, but then I'm getting a nice chunk of, like I said, that kind of grilled or charred meat. And then the Sweet Virginias are kind of doing a really good job of blending the two together. So, slightly sweet on the draw. The aftertaste getting a little bit of bitterness. A little congested because of allergies, but let's see if I can get a retro hell. Okay, retro hill, I'm getting a lot of the preek again. Coming through strong. Somewhere between like a spicy musk or a nondiscrete floral. Kind of tickles the nose hairs a little bit. Getting a little bit of almost like a caramel sweetness mixed in with that. But yeah, the preek seems to be coming through predominantly, which is kind of surprising for me. Initial thoughts, I wish there was a little less preek and a little more of that dark-fired Kentucky. I feel like that would be really good with the Virginias. But what I'm going to do is put this video on hold for a moment, continue to smoke my way through the bowl, see how it develops, see if anything changes, and then come back towards the last third of the bowl or so with any final thoughts and what I think of this tobacco. So hold on for just about 5 seconds. Alright, and I'm back. I'm on about the last third of the bowl. As I've been smoking this, I'll say the flavor really hasn't changed a whole lot, which could be for the better or the worse. It hasn't really faded, so that's good. But it hasn't really evolved. Again, predominantly getting the Perique and the dark fired. Kind of a little bit of a pepperiness or a spice. It's kind of hitting the tongue a little bit more as I smoke it. Still getting that delicious like charred meat flavor in waves. And again, the surprising thing I think of this for tobacco for me, I believe it's predominantly the Virginias, but they're kind of taking a back seat, as a blending note. Kind of help calming down the other notes of the dark fired and the Perique, kind of making them dance together. All in all, this is a really good blend. Not my favorite of the 4 that I've had recently, as far as new tobaccos. I'd probably tie it with the Cornell & Dill Opening Night for 3rd place. Sans and Procro. If you haven't checked out that tobacco tasting, that's probably my 2nd favorite of the 4. But by far the Cornell & Dill Small Batch Steamworks from this year, top of the tier as far as the 4 most recent tobaccos I've acquired. It's just a really good summer day blend. Anyways, that's, like I said, this is my tobacco tasting, not a review. It sounds like an interesting blend. Do a little bit more research. But this is a regular release, so you should be able to pick it up on any of the sites pretty affordably. I think for the most part, from what I've had, GL Pease does pretty decent stuff. Of course, they are essentially Cornell & Dill. They're produced by the same company, same packaging, everything else. So, but anyways, that's all I have. Hope you enjoyed the tasting. And if you like it, let me know. If you want to try it, let me know. But otherwise, thanks for watching. God bless. And we'll see you soon.